All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations, and love to you faithful brothers out there. You hopefully elect doing this word in truth and sincerity. All right, and it's the brother Azariah here with the Pittsburgh GMS camp. And I just want to basically do my late response. I had a couple of thoughts during camp, about the whole vocab topic. I just wanted to do my late response because I'm a little late. Me and the brother was planning on trying to go into this through the spirit, but I'm gonna just have to go ahead and make this video, because it was on my spirit. All right, so I had a point. So vocab, he was playing his little semantics, and he came around and he was, doing all these little different, through the spirit. I saw something that day. Vocab would try to, how can I word it? Vocab said himself, and he showed through many examples that he's of the mindset of, well, since they believe, of course we know it's the truth, but since we use certain things according to the truth, such as precept upon precept, since we use the Apocrypha, Vocab's weak, childish tactic is that even though he will tell you he doesn't believe in the Apocrypha, or I'm quite sure since So Real, part of his little weak squad, does not believe that we should use precept upon precept. He'll tell you he doesn't believe in precept upon precept, but then he'll try to use it to fight against us, And so this is just, like I said, this was completely unrelated to the exact points that I wanted to make, but it's still a point that's coming out through the spirit. I wasn't planning on going into this, but I saw it during the camp that whole Agrippa thing that he was going into. It was one sentence. It was one word. One statement that Paul made. And we, brothers that have been in the loop know what the statement was. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up though. Salaki. Let me see here. Bonds. Boom. Acts 26. Let's get that. And my KJV here has been acting crazy. Oh, see, now I want to work. Well, that's because. Okay, that's because of that. Anyway, Acts 26 and 19. Okay. Actually. All right, so Acts 26 and 27, right? King Agrippa. So this is Paul speaking before King Agrippa. He had been in prison in different places, and he finally made it to before King Agrippa to state his case, because the Jews wanted him dead, his own people wanted him dead. So he got before the king, and then this is what, Vocab was trying to harp on. So he told King Agrippa this. He said, King Agrippa, believest thou the prophets? I know that thou believest. Then Agrippa said unto Paul, almost thou persuadest me to be a Christian. Okay. And Paul said, I would to the Most High that not only thou, but all that hear me this day were both almost and altogether such as I am, except these bonds. So Agrippa tried to, not Agrippa, not Paul, Salakia. Vocab Malone tried to use this example of Paul and Agrippa to say that Paul doesn't want Agrippa in chains. See, he said, accept these bonds. So number one, which kind of proves that Vocab is an Edomite, because Jake, if you're any type of smart, about being slick, about being, the scripture said they are wise to do evil. Now it's not evil to be as wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. But Jake in this world is very slick about pretending to be one way, but really being another way. For example, I had this guy a long time ago, when I was still naive, pretend to be from the same neighborhood, which he may have been from the same neighborhood as me, and pretend to be friendly and this, that, and the other, and oh yeah, this, that, and the other, I let him in my house. We drunk a few beers. And next thing you know, he stole my iPod and was going up the street. Jake know how to act like he your friend in order to get what he wants, or how to play shit off. Oh no, officer, we weren't doing that. Oh no, of course not. Now this is also something that you're taught in the scriptures. To be subtle. Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You know, and so on and so forth. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou goest in the way with him. Like I said, the main script, the main topic of this is not about this, but this is something that Vocab did. He was basically trying to use this one thing here where Paul said he did not want to see Agrippa in bonds, or not. He didn't even literally say necessarily Agrippa. He said all that would be there. He didn't want to see, them to have to go through the things that he was going through, and he was wishing that they would all be believers. But really, he was being wise, man. And I said on the comment board of the Dallas Brothers live stream, if you got pulled over by the police and you had somebody accusing you of doing something, right? And then the police heard your story and they were like, you know what? This guy seems like a good guy. I just can't bring myself to believe that he would do this thing that he's been accused of doing. You know what? I can relate to this guy. I believe your story. You pretty much almost persuaded me to do the things that you do. And then they started having sympathy with you, and they might even be ready to let you go. And then you just turn around and just say, no, I don't give a damn that y'all that y'all about to let me go. Fuck y'all Edomites, y'all going into slavery. You can die. You gonna die. I'm gonna dash your babies against the rocks. You're gonna die. That is not wisdom. That is dumb as hell if you were to do that. So Vocab Malone wants you to be stupid. He basically wants you to be stupid and not use wisdom. You know what I'm saying? It was just dumb, man. But an example of him taking this one scripture and trying to use it against us was basically him doing something that even he doesn't believe in doing. Which yeah, whenever I go to a new window, let me make sure. Yeah. So this is, he don't believe in going precept upon precept, but he did. Now we know, it was Isaiah 28:10, but precept must be upon precept. Precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So this is the way you read the Bible. It must be upon precept. It's not telling you that it's possibly going to be a precept upon precept. It can maybe be. No, it must be precept upon precept. But see, they don't even believe in that. But when it comes to fighting against us, he's ready and willing to try to use our own tactics against us, but he fails miserably. You see? All right. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. And that word stammering, it means mocking. It's mocking lips. For those who don't know. And I'm trying not to make this too long. I just Isaiah 28 and 11. Or when you go on the stammering, that word is mocking, a mocker. So with mocking lips, will he talk to this people? And this language is a mocking language. English is a mocking language because one word can mean several different words. So anyway, and there's just different things like that. English is one of the most complex languages to learn. But anyway, so let's continue. For with stammering lips for with mocking lips and another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith you may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing, yet they will not hear. So they're being taught the right gospel. They're being taught, the right ways to break down the scriptures, but they ain't trying to hear that. Vocab ain't trying to hear that. And so when you try to go precept upon precept, this is what happens. The ones who don't want to hear, this is what happens, right? Also likely. Okay. But the word of Yahweh was unto them precept upon precept. So the ones who would not hear the true breakdown, the word of the Most High was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. So when Vocab tried to use it, he fell back and was broken and snared and taken. You know, he didn't understand the true way. He didn't understand the scriptures. He didn't understand about subtlety and about using guile righteously. Okay, you know, the person that has the power to kill you, to sentence you to death, you you don't threaten them. You don't threaten that person with death, okay? Because you're at his mercy. What type of sense does that make? Yahweh Shai didn't even do that. You know, Pontius Pilate was like, "Look, man, I wash my hands with from this just man's blood. I ain't killing him. Y'all go kill him, man. Y'all want to kill him? Hey, look, y'all do it. Leave me out of that. You know." So anyway, Salaki, let me get to the point, man. So like I was starting off, man. Okay, Vocab was using his semantics, and he was going into he was saying, well, those Africans over there, those Israelites that are over there in Africa, well, they don't fit the curses of going into slavery on ships, so they're not Israelites apparently. This, that, and the other. Well, look, you subscribe to those fake Jews over there being the real people, right? Okay. So I wrote this. I said, Vocab, if the Khazars are the real Jews, why are they not under the curses? Okay. They are breaking the law. They should be under the curses. Okay. And this is what the scriptures say about the curses. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay. So they're breaking the law. They should be under the curses. And just some of the ways they break the law, as a matter of fact. Let me get this. Is it a parade they do? Huh. Wow. All right. So the first way they're breaking the law, they're trying to turn pork into a kosher meat. Okay. This is something put out March 27, 2018. It says, can pork be made kosher? Jewish scholars think it's possible. And, you can read this if you want to. Just type in this title. I may put the link in the description, if I remember, Lord willing. But anyway, as you can see, and you can read about it, they're basically finding ways that they can take cells from animals and turn it into what you call, quote unquote, clean meat, which is basically meat that has been grown in a bioreactor or in a lab. It's not really it was a cell from an animal, but it didn't physically go through the things that an animal went through, like eating and stuff like that, I guess. So they're actually considering that at some point they may be able to let's just read this. Rabbi Menachem Ganak is the CEO of the Kosher Division in Orthodox Union, one of a handful of powerful Jewish groups that certify foods as kosher. He makes no attempt to muzzle his excitement for the new technologies that allow scientists to take animal cells and grow them into meat in bioreactors. And in the past, he has even lauded the innovation, or lauded, I believe, means to exalt, highly praised or admired. He has even lauded the innovation as promising for the environment, but until recently, his enthusiasm has only been for chicken and beef. Stem cells from a pig, that would not be kosher. Let's continue. He told courts during an interview, so let's continue. That view is being challenged by a prominent Orthodox rabbi in Israel, which in February launched his own kosher supervision. Cherlo said clean meat pork would, in its view, be kosher. That's because when the genetic material of a pig cell is used for food production, the cell in fact loses its original identity and therefore cannot be defined as forbidden for consumption. So this is those people. So that's clearly breaking the laws. So let's see. No, Deuteronomy 28:33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt only be oppressed and crushed always. Wait a minute. Those fake Jews run a majority of the corporations in the world. So-called Jews own the private banking industry. So, I mean, that doesn't sound like only oppressed always. I thought that the Jews would be oppressed always if they broke the law. I thought that somebody was going to be on their land eating up all their resources. The Lord shall, Deuteronomy 28:35, the Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with the sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy feet unto the top of thy head. Where is that happening? Verse 36, and Yahweh shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt you serve other gods, wood and stone. Were they serving other gods in that so-called Holocaust situation that they were in? I don't know. That doesn't sound like what those Jewish, so-called Jewish people are going through over there, huh? Thou shalt, verse 41, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Wait a minute. This is still going on to the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Look at the Latinos; their children are going into these containment camps, ready to be deported. But that's not happening to the so-called Jewish people. Where's that happening to them? They're clearly breaking the Most High's laws. Let's see another way they're breaking the Most High's laws. The Pink City. Local tourism officials plan on turning Tel Aviv into the gay capital of the world. Israel Hotel Association official, Tel Aviv and gay people are a perfect fit. Wait a minute. How is Tel Aviv, the land of Israel, part of the land of Israel, a perfect fit for gay people? But these people are not under the curses. So that's just one of the ways they're not the Lord's people. All right. One of the ways that show you and prove to you that they're not let's just get this once again. Okay. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not listen or hearken or listen unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Let's see. I'm going to go down to 45, 28 and 45. Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So let's go into this. Deuteronomy 28. Okay, Strong's. Go down to 45. Actually, let's go to 46. Sign, wonder, seed, forever. Okay, so this is the word for sign. Awath, a sign, a signal, a distinguishing mark. So this is going to be a distinguishing mark upon the children of Israel. A remembrance, a miraculous sign, a token, an ensign. This is a mark. This is that awath, okay? Awath, so a sign. This is a wonder, okay? A wonder, a sign, a miracle, a wonder, a special display of God's power. You see? So this is going to be a sign and a special display of God's power upon their people, okay? Upon thy seed, let's see what this says. See, offspring, the semen virile, the direct descendants, the offspring, the descendants, the posterity, the children of Israel. And then it says, I walam, or olam, I walam, a long duration of time, antiquity, futurity, forever. Now, of course, it's not going to be forever, but the scriptures dictate when that will end. Okay, and I'm going to show you that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, okay, through the scriptures, man. Forever, everlasting, evermore, perpetual, old, ancient time, long time, of future, forever, always, continuous, perpetual, everlasting, indefinite, unending future, eternity. Now the curses will go away, but let's see when. Let's see, did I get that? Okay, Revelation 22. And then I'm gonna wrap it up here. That'll be pretty much the end through the Spirit. Lord willing, Revelation 22. Hey, Revelation 22. Let me get started with the first one. Revelation 22:1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb. And in the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servant shall serve him. This is talking about the children of Israel when Yahweh Shai sets up the kingdom again. See? And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads, okay? You know, there shall be no night there, and they need no candle, neither the light of the sun. For the Lord, their power, give them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. This is talking about the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yasharallah, the kingdom of Israel that's set up when the Messiah returns. Then there will be no curse. Not before then. That's the end of that olam. That's the end of that long duration, okay? When the Messiah returns. All right? I pray this has been edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. Shalom.